Did you ever watch Inside Out and feel like there was something darker hiding just beneath the surface? Get ready, because this theory is going to change the way you see that movie forever. It all starts with one unsettling idea. What if the world of emotions we see isn't inside Riley's head at all, but a simulation created after a deep trauma? Think about it. Riley's emotions behave like actual people. They eat, sleep, and even dream. But emotions shouldn't exist as separate beings outside of a mind, unless they're part of something else entirely. Remember when Riley runs away? Her mind begins to collapse. Her personality islands crumble one by one. But watch closely. This theory suggests those islands aren't just parts of her life. They represent memories of real people she's lost. Family Island is the first to go. Then Friendship Island shatters. Finally, Goofball Island collapses, symbolizing the death of her innocence. The theory proposes these islands weren't built from emotion, but from suppressed trauma. Each one was a stand-in for someone Riley lost or became disconnected from in a joy. She wasn't just trying to protect Riley's happiness. She was desperately trying to keep Riley from remembering what really happened. When joy and sadness are lost in the memory dump, they find the core memories, those glowing golden orbs. But look closer. In every single one, Riley is never truly alone. There's a faint, almost invisible shadow of another child playing beside her. Fans who have analyzed the movie, frame by frame, noticed it too, a shape, a glitch that's never explained. What if that shadow isn't a mistake? What if Riley once had a twin, someone her mind completely erased? Suddenly, the emotions make perfect sense. Joy is the lingering energy of life. Sadness is the grief she can't escape. Anger is the raw pain of loss. Fear is the terror of remembering. And disgust is the rejection of that horrifying truth. They are the fractured pieces of Riley's identity, left behind after a tragedy split her soul in half. This leads us to the even darker simulation theory. Some psychologists have pointed out that Inside Out might unintentionally portray dissociation, a coping mechanism where the mind creates alternate selves to handle trauma. But what if Pixar did it on purpose? Leaked development notes and early storyboards allegedly showed a much darker ending. One where Joy discovers she isn't real. She's just a program, an emotional AI built to manage what's left of a broken psyche. If that's true, then Riley's emotions aren't controlling her. They asterisk her. Each emotion is a fragment of her consciousness trying to survive inside a dying system. When Joy finally understands the importance of sadness, it isn't about finding balance. It's about acceptance. Riley's mind was trying to merge its fractured personalities before it collapsed entirely. That's why, when Riley breaks down and hugs her parents, the emotions smile. Their mission is complete. But here's the most chilling part. If you brighten the final shot of the control console, eagle-eyed viewers claim you can see the panel flicker with tiny error codes. The words read, "Core integration complete. System stabilized. Memory host terminated." Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this just a wild fan theory, or did Pixar hide a much darker story? What if Pixar actually tried to tell us this story, but then deleted it because it was just too dark? According to multiple Pixar insiders, early drafts of Inside Out had a completely different ending. In that version, Joy never makes it back to headquarters. She's stuck in the memory dump, watching helplessly as Riley's control console powers down for good. The scene was storyboarded, but never fully animated. That is, until a few seconds of it allegedly leaked online in a behind-the-scenes reel. It showed Joy looking up at the memory vault, whispering, "I did my best." Then, everything fades to white. But the story didn't end there. After the flash of white, a faint voice is heard. It's not Joy. It's not sadness. It's Riley. She says, "I'm okay now." It's subtle, almost ghostly. But fans who enhanced the audio noticed something bone-chilling. The waveform of her voice wasn't human. It was digital, a synthesized echo. That 1-second clip was quickly removed from all official versions. Some fans believe the team at Pixar realized the terrifying implication that Riley's emotions weren't living inside her mind, but inside a system. A consciousness simulator that just kept running after she was gone. If this is true, it changes everything. The memory orbs aren't just memories. They're data backups. The console isn't a brain. It's a control interface. And joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. They're programs running the machine. In this version of the theory, Riley's mind wasn't saved. It was uploaded. What if the real Riley didn't survive the move to San Francisco? What if the movie we saw was never about her living mind, but about her memories being kept alive by the very emotions she left behind? The emotions weren't living inside Riley. Riley was living inside them. Pixar movies are famous for their layers of meaning, but Inside Out might be their most personal film ever. Director Pete Docter said the story was inspired by watching his own daughter grow up and lose her spark. But what if that quote means something deeper? This lines up perfectly with the hidden reboot theory. When joy disappears, that's the moment of emotional collapse. When sadness takes control, it's the acceptance of loss. And when the system reboots and new emotions appear, that's the reconstruction of an identity. But here's where it gets eerily intentional. During the credits of Inside Out, the song Bundle of Joy plays. It sounds cheerful, but musically, it's written in a minor key, which is often used for sad or darker themes. And if you isolate the final chord of that song and reverse it, it perfectly matches the opening chord of Inside Out to It's the exact same note. Pixar didn't just make a sequel. They continued the simulation. Riley's new emotions, anxiety, envy, embarrassment, they're just updates to her mind's operating system. And this is where the theory becomes truly tragic. The old emotions are joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. They might not exist anymore. Their memories and personalities have been archived. In Inside Out to joy is happy. But she's not the same joy. She's a copy. Just like when you reboot a phone, the system remembers your settings, but the old session's data is gone. The new emotions are synthetic reconstructions, built from the fragments of the old ones. This means the joy we all loved didn't survive the reboot ... but her code did. And the final twist. For just one frame, right before the Inside Out, the logo appears. You can see the faint outline of the original Joy's eyes reflected in the console's glass. She's still watching. When Riley's system rebooted, something changed forever. In the opening of the sequel, Riley wakes up, smiling a new day, a new chapter. But if you slow the scene down to quarter speed, you'll notice something that isn't supposed to be there. As she blinks, a reflection flashes in her pupil. The old control console. It's invisible at normal speed, but for a single frame, you can see the old headquarters reflected inside her eyes. Coincidence? I don't think so. Pixar animators are masters of intentional symbolism. Every color, every shadow, every frame has a purpose. That one flicker in Riley's pupil represents a ghost of her old self. This theory suggests that after the system rebooted, Riley's consciousness split. One version became what we see in Inside Out to the new, functioning teenager. The other version, a backup consciousness, trapped in the system, watching everything unfold. This would explain that faint voice we heard in a deleted scene, the ghost Riley. She didn't die, ... She became a memory. Just like joy became data in the memory dump, the real Riley became a memory of herself, replaying endlessly. And this is where it gets truly heartbreaking. Pixar's animators once mentioned that each memory orb isn't static. It replays internally. That means the memory orbs are loops, each containing a living fragment of Riley's consciousness. So imagine, every single happy memory you see, glowing on that shelf, has a miniature version of Riley, laughing forever inside it, trapped in a moment that will never end. That's not joy, ... That's eternity, when you think about it. This is exactly what happens when we remember something deeply. We reliving a past version of ourselves that no longer exists. Inside Out. Wasn't just about feelings. It was Pixar's most human exploration of memory as an afterlife. Now, look at Riley's new console. It's shaped like a heart monitor, and it even pulses when her emotions interact with it. What if this is a visual metaphor that Riley's mind isn't truly alive anymore, but on life support? Her emotions are no longer just feelings. They're caretakers, keeping her identity breathing. Joy smiles, even though she knows the truth. Sadness cries, not because she's weak, but because she remembers. They know the real Riley is gone, and they're just keeping her alive inside the system. This theory doesn't just stop with Inside Out *. It connects to the entire Pixar universe. Pixar has always hidden clues linking their films: the Pizza Planet truck, the A113 reference, the Luxo ball. But Inside Out's connection is much deeper. Remember Finding Nemo? In the classroom scene, there's a poster of a human brain with colored orbs labeled joy, fear, anger, sadness, and disgust. This was years before Inside Out was even released. It's not a coincidence. Pixar was planting the seeds for over a decade. Now, think about Toy Story 3 When Bonnie plays with her toys, they're alive. But as she grows up, they stop moving. The same emotional shutdown happens to Riley. In Inside Out the old headquarters goes dark, just like Andy's room when he leaves. Riley's mind is Andy's toy chest, full of life when loved, lifeless when forgotten. And in Coco, the rules of memory are the same. If no one remembers you, you fade away. Pixar is telling one massive story where each film represents a different layer of consciousness. Inside Out is the mind. Coco is the afterlife. And Soul is the spirit. All linked by one core message. What makes us human is what we remember. And here's the biggest hint of all. In the movie Soul when 22 is falling toward Earth, you can freeze the frame and see a bright, glowing orb spinning rapidly. It's blue and yellow, the exact colors of joy. Maybe Riley didn't die. Maybe she was reborn. Pixar isn't showing us a death story. They're showing a soul transferring through realities. Riley's original mind collapsed. Her emotions preserved her consciousness. The simulation rebooted, and her soul was reborn. It's not a sequel. It's a reincarnation story. And in the final seconds of the what if joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust weren't emotions at all? Look closely at their design. Each emotion has a unique texture. Joy glows like a star. Sadness is soft and droopy, like a teardrop. Fear is all twitchy, static. Anger literally burns like hot coals. And disgust, she's got that hard, crystalline sheen. You might think these are just creative choices. But what if they represent something deeper? What if they represent real neural energy? Neuroscience tells us the brain has 5 dominant brain waves: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and theta. Now, let's connect the dots. Joy feels like the calm, creative alpha wave. Fear is that high alert, anxious beta wave. Sadness is the slow, deep sleep delta wave. Anger is a burst of high-frequency gamma activity. And disgust, that's the instinctive, almost dreamy theta wave. These aren't just feelings. They are the very brain waves keeping Riley alive. The entire emotional team isn't just her personality. It's her neural defense system. Think about it. When joy and sadness fell into the memory dump, they weren't just lost. They were deactivated. The system had to reboot, but when it did, only fragments of their original code returned. That's why Joy in Inside Out 2 feels a little ... off. She's like a copy of herself, slightly artificial. And the core memory orbs, they aren't just memories. They're data drives, storing the fundamental code for each emotion. Each orb is a backup, ensuring that if one system fails, another can reboot Riley's consciousness. But here's the twist. Pixar never officially confirmed. If you zoom in on the control panel in 4K, you can spot a tiny infinity loop symbol etched near the center button. That's the exact same symbol we see in the movie Soul, where it represents eternal consciousness. Pixar hid this clue in plain sight. The emotions aren't just parts of Riley's mind. They are fragments of the soul itself. Riley wasn't controlling her emotions. Her emotions were controlling her reality. This theory explains all the strangest parts of the movie. How memories form instantly. How the landscape of her mind shifts with her feelings. How entire personality islands can just crumble and rise again. This isn't just a metaphor. It's a literal simulation of a mind under extreme stress. Inside Out isn't happening in Riley's mind. It's happening after her mind has already crashed. It's a reconstruction project run by her own soul energy. That's why Joy says they've been Riley's emotions her whole life, but she has no memory of a beginning. They were born at the moment of crisis. Now, let's zoom out even further. If you place every Pixar film on a single timeline, it tells one secret, overarching story. It begins with Soul, where consciousness is born. Then, Inside Out, where the mind builds an identity. Finding Nemo introduces the fear of loss. Toy Story shows how objects absorb our emotional energy. Up explores how memory turns into grief. Coco teaches us that the afterlife remembers the living, while I shows humanity forgetting itself. And finally, Inside Out 2 represents the reboot of consciousness. Every Pixar movie could be about the same soul, reincarnated in different forms, on one grand metaphysical journey. The girl who was Riley might have been the spark in Soul, or the dreamer in Coco. The Pixar universe isn't connected by physical space, but by emotional reincarnation. Each film is a new lesson in what it means to be human, to love, to forget, and to begin again. Look at the final frame of Inside Out 2. The camera pans up towards a beam of light shining into the console. That light's color palette is an exact match for the entry gate to the great before in Soul, the color of rebirth. So maybe this wasn't the end for Riley. Maybe that light is the next consciousness being born, somewhere else. Pixar's greatest secret isn't about animation. It's about existence. What if the emotions we feel aren't inside us? What if we are inside them? This isn't the end of Riley's story. It's the beginning of ours. If you made it this far, your perception of these movies has probably shifted. So what do you think really happened inside Riley's mind? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you want more hidden truths from your favorite movies, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't believe what we're diving into next. Thanks for watching.